Next, Elliot Bear will be singing In My Life.
There are places I remember all my life. Some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone, and some remain. All these places have their moments for lovers and friends I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I love you more. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you. And these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never ever lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. I know I'll never ever lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. In my life, I love you more.
Elliot will now be reading a piece by Damien's friend Art Cow.
Arthur is currently living in Shanghai and is unable to be here today. Damien, I will miss you so very, very much. I feel so fortunate and privileged to have had you as one of my closest friends, seeing all your acts of kindness and generosity from up close. It's rare to find true friends, but it's even more rare to find friends who share the same values, goals, and aspirations in life. I will always cherish the memories we shared. Remember those trips we took together with you, me, Elliot, and the ringleader, Paul? We had a couple of close calls, but it made the experience all the more memorable. Remember the late-night movies with popcorn from your awesome popcorn machine? I especially remember the Tao of Steve. We couldn't stop laughing that night. I didn't believe that an independent movie could be so funny, but you were right, as usual. Remember the wrestling matches at your place? I think you and Paul almost convinced me, against my better judgment, to try out for wrestling. Even though I was a good 20 pounds heavier than you, I was no match for you. I loved watching you crush the competition at wrestling matches. Although you probably didn't notice it during your matches, Coach Parks' face lit up with pride whenever you were out on the mat. Pool, on the other hand, was a whole other story. You know who the master is in that game, even though you have a table at your place. Then, of course, there were all the lunches we had at your place. It was supposed to be an even split between the four of us in terms of where we would eat, but I think I went to your house the most. I still owe you a lot of lunches. Then there are the nights when we studied for the countless tests, from U.S. history to the SATs. Although it felt so painful to me at the time, you never seemed bothered by the hard work. I was always amazed by your ability to grind through whatever the task at hand was. I guess that's also the reason you excelled. You were willing to put in the hard work necessary for success. Damien, there are countless, many more memories, but I'm tearing up very quickly and can't bear to revisit them right now. Believe me, though, I will revisit them all at one point or other in my life, and they will serve as crucial lessons and reminders of what true friendship means and your qualities that I want to emulate. You have made me and will continue to make me a better person. I will miss you so very, very much. Sincerely, your friend, Art.
Mani Shandi, another friend of Damien's, will be speaking next.
Damien is such a close friend of mine that it's hard for me to, when I was thinking about what to say, to try to pick out specific incidences that would illustrate his amazing warmth and his character, because so many of my memories of him are so fond that it's almost hard to single one out. They're all sort of woven seamlessly together in a tapestry of my college experience and beyond. But I do remember freshman year wondering who this kid was who would walk around shirtless at odd hours of the night, and you know, he still was coming off all of that wrestling he did in high school. So he's pretty impressive. I was pretty impressed. Would have knew who this guy was. And he was honestly so hilarious. He was like one of the most lovably goofy people I know. And I say that with complete, in the best sense of the word, because it was a kind of goofiness that was completely intentional. And at a place like Brown, where you have lots of people who are sort of posturing and put on airs and like to, you know, drop Derrida, looking at you, Justin, and Proust, John, just kidding. You know, Damien was so brilliant and so accomplished, and yet at the same time, he was just so selfless and so genuine. One of the warmest and most genuine people I've ever met. And I'll never forget, we immediately bonded over being Californians in this funny East Coast place, and just laughing over things called coffee milk. What that exists, it's a very Rhode Island thing. I've never seen it anywhere else, but it was incredibly bizarre, and we just remember laughing and having amazing times because of that. And I do want to sort of recount one memory that I have of Damien that I think really illustrates his character. And it was the second semester of our sophomore year, and I actually went through my own sort of hard time and bouts of depression. And the wonderful thing about being all alone at 3 in the morning and everybody else is asleep is that everybody else isn't asleep. There's a good chance Damien's up. And, you know, I'd go over to his place, and he'd be working, you know, 2 in the morning on some computer science project, and I would come see him, and he would flash that wonderfully warm smile, and he would say, "Let's go for a walk, I need a break anyway." And so we would go for a walk through the moonlit quad, and he would just offer an ear to me, and even as much as what he said and all his wonderful advice, it was just having a friend who cared so deeply, and some people can just sort of hear, but Damien would really listen to you. And we would just go for long walks through the quad, and I would tell him how I was feeling, and he would just nod and laugh and understand and crack jokes, and it was that warmth that really helped me get through a very tough time. And when things do seem dark, when you're in a bit of depression, it can be hard because you don't always see the light at the end of the tunnel. And sometimes when you do see a light, it seems like it's a train coming in the other direction. And so the great thing about Damien was, not only did he shine, his light was so bright that it penetrated into that dark tunnel that I was in, but he actually shortened the tunnel so that I was able to get through it. And a lot of those happy memories I have with him, and there's so many happy memories, have sort of receded into, again, that sort of fond, seamless tapestry of memories that's been so much of my life. But what I do remember is, during that dark period, his incredible warmth, his love, and the fact that he was just one of the best friends that I've ever had, and I think ever will have. And so because of that, I feel so blessed, and I only know that the pain, while it is great now, the only reason it hurts so much now is because I have so incredibly much, as we all do, to be grateful for in Damien, to be so blessed with such a wonderful person, such a giving person. For that, he's given me so much that will carry me through the rest of my life, and for that I'm incredibly thankful.